Hello, and welcome to another episode of No Small Roles, a D&D podcast where there are no small roles, and no, I didn't read the rules for the message cantrip beyond the first sentence, but I have now. And apparently, only the target can hear you. So, there you go. You can talk out loud now, everyone.
Yay!
Yay.
I'm a professional. I'm David Knight, your Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by my trusty players. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Before we dive on in, has everyone leveled up to level 3?
I have.
Just right.
That makes it sound like it was just me.
A teacher's pet.
Yeah, I bought David an apple and everything.
It's such a Gwen way of answering as well. I did. Don't know about anyone else. I did. I'm Gwen.
All right, whilst the rest of you start looking at your character sheets, let's cue the theme tune.
Prepare your party of players and polyhedral dice. Your tragic backstory better be worth the sacrifice. Seize your sheets and D20. Let's play D&D. Your haggard character swaggers with daggers in each hand. You've all discussed what you must, but even better laid plans. Take a turn when checks are missed.
Roll initiative. Brandish your blades. Don't fail your saves. No risk too great, no choice to roll. This is your story. No guts, no glory. Confront your fate with every roll. Every roll.
Rises inside, one who will pay the price. Their chance of success forests upon the dice. No risk too great, no choice too bold. This is No Small Roles.
So, having witnessed a possible future, Orryn decides to change events, firstly by delivering young Oscar Vondel his food. The boy is found reading an old book that had been found in the woods, a historic diary of sorts written by Sir Velt. They agreed to trade if Orryn can bring him more old books. Managing to avoid a disastrous exit, the party returns to the knocking point, where Orryn explains everything that the divination table had shown him. Hearing of potential tragedy, the party decide to head back into the woods rather than the Vondel's folly. And during a night resting amongst the trees, Enkidu and Gwendellyn shared some harsh words. Juna and Orryn's friendship continued to grow, and Gaius was visited by unsettled dreams. The following day, their path was crossed by a familiar horse, Bessie fleeing from a predatory owl bear. During the rescue, Gwendellyn was knocked down, but mustering her strength rose back up and struck the owlbear with a killing blow. Their success was tainted with the arrival of a familiar voice offering to fix the dead creature. And that's where we are. So, Krall, as you know him, is hunched up. He sort of rolls himself out of a bush onto a little rock. His little grey skin just withered and disgusting. He's staring at you all quite happily, just waiting for a response.
Hello? Do you remember me? We met before.
We've met, yes.
We have, yes. And you met my friend here in the mask?
Hello.
Yes, the masked bard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you must have seen the leaflets or the posters.
No, maybe. No, not leaflets, just you. You told me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I probably did. I do that a lot. I introduce myself quite a lot.
Yeah, okay, all right. Anyway, should I fix it?
No.
No. It's good. We like it exactly how it is right now, Krall. So, you're in the woods still.
We were wondering, can you remember your full name? Is it Krallovin Sevelt? Does that ring a bell?
Yes. What? Say that again.
Krallovin Sevelt, is that your name?
Yes, Sevelt. Yes, I think.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Well, that's useful. And last time we met you, you were looking for the witch. Did you find the witch?
No. That's why I'm here. Because you would be here if you weren't dead. and you're not, so you're here, which means that you are going to help me find the witch.
We aren't dead. What do you mean we aren't dead?
Sometimes you're dead. Not this time, though. That's good. You're here now.
When were we dead? Oh, hello.
Juna smokes 20 cigarettes a day.
I definitely shouldn't have taken up that habit since we got in the forest.
Foraging for herbs, were you, Juna?
I look at Orryn and, can I insight check Orryn?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa. Okay.
13.
13 lush. And then Orryn, it depends.
I don't think I was being deceptive. I think I was just being...
I just want to see his reaction to when Krall said, sometimes you're dead.
Yeah, well, so for a 13, how much do you think Enkidu reads from you?
I guess for a 13, Orryn looks sort of a bit surprised, a bit taken aback, but maybe a little concerned or worried looking.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. He won't do anything. He won't say or do anything. He would just pocket that and keep stum.
Just watching the party. Yeah, so Krall's like, yes, now we're finding the witch, and you're not dead, so that's good. Let's go. Which way is it?
That was a good one. Which way is it? That was a good one, Krall. Well done.
What was good?
You said which way? To find the witch.
Which way is it?
I don't think this guy... I think he's a straight shooter, Juna.
I like you. You're a good un.
I like you, except sometimes you do try and hurt me, and I don't like that, Juna.
Who, me?
So if you could not do that. Sometimes.
I haven't tried to hurt you, have I?
Oh, is that not... Yes, no, not yet. Not yet. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
What do you mean, not yet?
If I say the wrong thing, it doesn't work.
Do I hurt you in the future? Can you see into the future?
Not now, no.
What do you mean, not now?
Not now, because that's why I have to find the witch so that I can get my things back.
Listen, Krall, old friend of mine, you said to get some things back, so why do you want to find the witch?
Because if I don't find the witch, then I can't get my things back.
Okay, what's your things? Can you tell us your things? Because then maybe we can help out each other,
I had older things. I had a door. I had some books. There's a table, my oil, and there's a key. All of the things.
And did the witch take these from you?
No, that horrible man did.
That horrible man?
Matron.
Yes.
Can I describe the gamekeeper to Krall?
Yeah, and the entire time that you do, he's just like, yes, that one. He came in and he took everything.
How the hell did he steal a table that big? What?
Yeah, this table. What did it look like then, Krall?
It's a big table.
Big round one, was it?
Big round one.
Big metal thing in the middle?
You know it. You've seen it. Have you seen it yet?
I have.
Well, that's all right then. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, what would you do if you got back these things, Krall? Out of interest, I know they're yours, but what's your practice? Have you got some ill intent with this thing?
Well, if I don't get them back, then I might die, so I need them.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
What, Krall, also you said the door had been taken? What door was that?
My door and my key, they've both been taken, and then I can't get back home now.
What, literally a door has gone?
A door.
Someone's stolen your front door? What?
Not a door, it's like a door, it's a doorway. It's a door and the key. And then I get back to the door with the key.
This door?
Yes.
It lets you travel places, does it?
Only home.
It lets you travel home. It lets you travel back to where the door is.
Yeah.
Huh.
Guy's just picking up what Juna has mentioned before about Sir Krall. Guy's just like, okay, so when you mean home, you mean this place, but long time ago?
No, I mean to the door.
It lets you physically travel.
No, okay, but as in you travel through the door to your home, and where's your home?
No. The door is the home, but they took the door and they've taken the key, so I can't use the key to get to the door.
Yeah, I think I know exactly where your door is.
Can they describe the gamekeeper's lodge to him? That's the last time we saw people doing something similar to what he's describing. People going through a door and then showing up somewhere else.
Yeah, he just says, yeah, they've got my key, but I've not. And do you tell him about the book as well?
Yeah.
And it's my book. They got my book and they got my key and my table and my oil and they took everything. And I don't like it, so I'm going to kill them and then I'm going to take it all back.
Krall, do you mind if I try something on you? Might feel a bit weird. It might feel a bit intrusive, but I think it might help you explain this to us.
What do you want to do?
Do you mind if I spend a minute inside your head to try and untangle some of this?
What the heck?
No, I don't want you in my head. That's not very nice.
That's why I'm asking you before. If you don't want me to,
No.
I won't.
So I don't want you to. I don't want you to get in my head, Juna, because then if you get in my head, then you don't help me.
Oh, so is there another timeline in which I do get in your head and I don't help you?
I don't. Is it this one?
I don't know.
No, because you've not done it yet.
I'm not sure I want to know. I'm not sure I want to know about this.
No, it's okay. We'll just find the witch.
Look, our goals somewhat align for now. If there is something horrendous that we should know, I'm sure we will find out and deal with it in time. Right now, we have too many questions.
Yeah.
Is there someplace safe we can talk, Mr. Savelt?
We can talk when we walk. Let's go. He hops down off of his little rock and in a little hunched way. As you're sort of seeing him in daylight a little bit more, it's sort of late afternoon. He's almost human, is the weird thing about this guy. He could have been human once, but he looks like someone shriveled and spending far too long being hunched over. It's almost like he's stuck in that kind of position. But he sort of half crawls like an ape, half tries to stand up straight and walk, and starts marching straight through all of you beyond the other way. And he says, "I think it's this way, because we've been other ways and they didn't work. Is it this way?"
Krall, how many times have we had this conversation to you?
Too many times.
Which way is he going?
He's heading vaguely north.
Was that the direction we were told to go?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the way.
Then let's give it a go.
Okay. Who's leading the way?
I'll walk alongside you.
You lead the way and we'll come with you.
But I don't know the way this time.
You don't know the way because the witch moves, or
It depends when she is and who I'm with, and then she's in a different place then. And also, I say the wrong things sometimes.
What have you said that's the wrong things, so we know?
No, because this time I'm just going to say the right thing, so then it will just go right, won't it?
yeah.
Right.
It's never been wrong for us.
It has.
We've not been in another timeline.
Not. Have you? Not?
We're just living in the one.
Why are you in the woods then? Because sometimes you have, and then you don't go into the woods, and sometimes you haven't, and...
Well, just so you know, our intention at the moment then, my dear friend, is that we are trying to find the witch. That is the current situation. We want to find the witch. We want to see what's going on because, the family back in town, they're being really sneaky and we're not sure. And basically we want to get answers from the witch. Okay? So don't worry. Our intentions are to find the witch and our intentions are to be friendly with you. But if you ain't being friendly with us, we ain't going to be friendly with you. Capiche?
That sounds like a threat.
It's more just like terms and conditions, I'm not gonna be the one to. We're not gonna be the ones to, swing the first fisticuffs. But I'm just saying, we will retaliate if you're trying to mess around with us and trying to take us someplace and then stab us in the back. Okay? So if we're all cool, we can go ahead.
No stabbing.
No stabbing.
No stabbing. If I'm not gonna hurt you,
Well, that's a good start.
but if you hurt me, I will hurt you.
I think that sounds fair.
That's fair.
I'll hurt you dead, and I won't bring you back like everything else.
Krall, I've got two quick questions for you. This witch, we have never seen her before. What does she look like? What are we looking for?
She is mud and leaves and bark and an elf.
And an elf.
A full one, not like him. Looking over at Gaius, like a proper elf.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice choice of words there.
I've heard worse.
Is that the wrong thing to say? Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Changing the subject.
Yeah.
Do you know the Vondells, Krall?
I know that they're bastards.
Because they've stolen all your
They
stuff.
took all my stuff, so we got to get it back and kill them.
How did they find out about your stuff? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. There was a shake, and then
There was a what?
there's a shake, and then
A shake?
and then he came in.
A shake? What do you mean? Like the earth shook?
Yeah, a little bit, and then some rocks, and then there was, I think, it must have been a door that he got in, like a hole.
Who got in?
The hunter, what do you call him? Matrim.
He got in what? So what was your place then? Where was you?
I was in my workshop.
Which is where?
No, I'm not allowed to tell you. No, I can't, because then. So we've got to find the witch. This is a bad conversation, Orryn.
All right, I'm sorry.
When was your home? Now or in a different time?
Now. Why would it not be now?
Because you're talking a lot about different times, my darling.
It was nearly a year and a half, a while ago. They came in and took it.
So you've been without this stuff for a year and a half?
Yeah.
And so you haven't been able to look into the future for a year and a half?
No.
But you looked into the future further than that before?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time to look into the future.
And I had to wait for you.
Why did you have to wait for us?
Because it doesn't work unless it's now. Can we walk, please?
Yeah.
I don't like all these questions.
Then let's find this witch.
So you set off. He keeps forgetting. Like, he almost, like, half remembers which direction you need to be heading in, and then, like, just completely blanks half the time. So it is down to, like, one of you to keep everyone heading vaguely north. Are you still following the river at this point?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Yeah, if the clues that we've been given are that she's muddy and boggy and marshy, then the river seems like the most logical for the moment.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So, it's as you sort of follow the river along, the land around it does start to get swampier, like thicker mud. It's still easy to walk through, just about, if you stick close to the trees that are there. But yeah, it does slow your progress quite a lot. And then the further north that you head, the boggier, the muddier, the swampier it gets. Like your feet are like slooshing through sort of wet mud, where loads of little rivulets have been crossing through these muddy patches. It's not comfortable for any of you. Krall does not seem to notice ever. He's like just like plowing through the mud, and then he'll stop and sit in it for a while, like be completely dazed. It's almost like he's staring off into nothing, and then he'll snap back into it and carry on walking. What are you all doing as you travel?
Gwendolyn's keeping a very close eye on him. She doesn't really trust him at all.
I think Juna's feeling. I think Juna's up with Gwen, just sort of very, very wary of him. Juna's got one eye on Orryn as well, not forgetting that he's in a bit of a strange emotional place.
Yeah, I think Orryn's quite intrigued by Krall, having not seen him before, and all this talk of the different timelines obviously has piqued his interest. So, yeah, hang back a little bit, but keep an eye on him, or maybe even talk to him at some point if conversation happens. But it sounds like he wants to just walk. Yeah.
Whenever any of you do come up to ask questions, he shoots them down quite quickly. Again, like just blatantly refusing to answer quite often. Because he's scared that something's going to go wrong. And that really is the only answer, unless there is anything specific that you want to try asking him.
I'd quite like to ask him, like, what do you know what it is we can do to make it right for you?
You have to bring me to the witch and then leave.
As soon as you get to the witch?
Not as soon as I get to the witch, but you have to leave everything. Not like dead, like leaving. Just, I think, because if you don't go back to the town, then it's okay.
For you, or for us, or for both of us?
Yes.
Are we on the same team?
I think now we are. Because it's going to go right this time, isn't it, Juna?
Well, I don't know what right is, my darling.
Well, it's getting my stuff back, that's right. That's right. And just stare at each other for a while.
For the first time, Juna doesn't know what to say.
Gwendolyn's going to find a moment to kind of have a whisper to Guy. What if us helping him get his stuff back is what triggers all of the things that you read about in that study about the dead rising and that sort of thing? What if this is the catalyst?
Yeah, I am thinking about maybe we just kill the guy. But then, like, he is leading us to the witch, and, like, I think what we need more is answers. I don't know. I think, like, keep an eye on him, make sure he's not, like, gonna, like, backstab us or anything like that. But, like, I agree, like, we just don't know his intentions enough. I wonder if he gets closer to his stuff. Maybe we could know from the witch's point of view, or just something. But, like, let's be prepared. I think you're right, to be prepared for anything that could happen.
Yes. Yes, we shouldn't trust him.
No.
Okay. And then if Gwendolyn gets a bit closer to Krall, she's going to be like, so, raising things from the dead, is that a hobby of yours?
Very good at it.
Why is it that you enjoy doing that so much?
It's not always about enjoying it. It's what I'm good at. I used to be better. I used to be the best, and now I'm not so good. But if I get my stuff back, I can be good again.
What would you do if you got your stuff back to be good?
Try and help the king.
Help the king?
Yeah.
Of Dravain?
Yeah.
You know the king? Which one?
The king. Which one?
Well, the one that's... No, do they have a king at the moment? I can't remember.
No.
It's a steward.
Ah, yes.
Hasn't been a king for some time, has there? Is that right in the history?
Yeah, in about 6 years or so, there's not been a king.
Okay.
The king that should be reigning at the moment?
Yes.
And who do you think that should be?
Rumath. Because he's the king.
He's not been the king for a very long time. Rumath Taraborn.
Just gives a very thin smile and carries on walking away from you.
Oh, that's horrible.
Uh-oh.
If he's leading us into like a big giant spider's web, I am not a fan.
With an undead king somewhere.
Zombie king.
Zombie king.
Yeah.
Shit.
Love it.
You could say anything, but that's like cuddly or whatever. But as soon as you say at the end with a thin smile, it's sinister. in hell.
Yeah.
The Teletubbies. Thin smile.
Thin smile.
Can I sort of hang back with Orryn for a bit? I've got something I need to talk to Orryn about. Is that okay?
Yeah, so it's a few hours of travel, so you've got enough time to move around each other.
Orryn, you know when we went into that room with the table that he described?
Yeah.
Did you feel a bit weird that day?
I
feel
how do you mean?
I've sort of developed this sense that I think I could probably delve into someone's head if I wanted to.
Right.
Cut. I'm just justifying why I have a new spell. I'm back in. And and I don't 100% trust this guy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'd like to trust him, but he says that if I go inside his mind, that's bad and that's the wrong thing to do.
Right.
But I also don't trust him or think he knows what he thinks himself. So I'm thinking about doing it anyway. But I don't think I should do it without running it by someone who might understand. What are your thoughts on this, Orryn?
So you want to secretly go into his head and try and tell what he's thinking?
Having asked him and him said no, yes, that's what I want to do.
I mean, I don't know if he's scared. I think the thing is, Juna, and I could be wrong, but like, if he's gone into the future loads of times, I think he's just in a muddle in his head, and I don't know if going into his head's going to give you any straight answers, any more answers than you're going to get.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I think he's just going to be equally in a muddle in there.
Thanks for that, Orryn.
That's all right. I could be wrong. I mean, does he know? Like, can you just try?
I don't know what'll happen. I've never done it before, but these things sometimes happen to me. New things pop into my head.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
Isn't that a Mrs. Lovett quote? These bright ideas just pop into my head.
You start setting up a barber's or a meat pie shop, I'm worried.
All of Juna's secrets become unravelled. Cool.
Well, maybe he's not the one to try on, then, if we're not quite sure.
Yeah, I got a bit of a bad feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him, which wouldn't be very far.
I'll keep my eye on him.
Yeah.
Enkidu, as everyone's sort of moving around and chatting, what are you keeping an eye on?
Yeah, I'm just checking the woods. I feel like everyone's attention is on Krall and his eccentricity, so I thought just keep an eye on our surroundings, make sure everyone's safe.
In which case, can you make a quick perception check, please?
13.
13. All right, it's pushing on into the evening by this point, sort of as the sun's dipping through the trees, and it's obviously with the overcrowded foliage, it's gotten a little bit darker quicker than everything else. You're keeping a good eye, and there doesn't seem to be any movement of any wildlife. In fact, like it's almost the further you get, or maybe it's being close to Krall, there just doesn't seem to be any bird song.
Oh my gosh.
You notice how unsettlingly quiet it is.
I'm not going to say anything just yet. I'm just going to be just remain ready for whatever.
It pushes on. It gets to probably sort of 9-10 at night, and you're still all walking. You've not had dinner. Are you thinking about resting up at all?
I'm going to ask Mr. Savell. Hello there. You feeling hungry or tired at all?
Yes, but Yes?
Yes?
I think we can stop.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm starting to feel a bit tired myself. What about you, Orryn?
Yeah, I'm getting a bit tired as well.
Would anyone like a twain-tied tea?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could do with a cuppa.
Juna goes to get some water and is boiling some tea for everyone.
Krall, is it safe to stop here?
It's very wet, so we should find somewhere drier.
Okay, is there somewhere dry nearby then?
I don't know. One of you finds something sometimes.
Oh, can I look around to see if I can see something dry?
If you want to make a survival check. Because, you've gotten into a really sort of swampy... I keep using the word swampy. Last time you were in the woods, it was all tromping. This time, it's all swampy.
And tromping.
Yeah.
Survival, yeah?
Survival.
I've got no idea. 6.
Nope. I was like, what, have you lost your dice? I don't know. Well, that's why you rolled the dice, Ben.
I think Gwendellyn probably would have been looking as well, even if she didn't know that Orryn was looking.
I'll let Gwendolyn also make a check.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Independently of Orryn just staring at the river.
That's a 14.
A 14. You managed to find somewhere that's less wet, shall we say. It's sturdy enough that if you put your blankets down, you're not going to sink into the mud. But you kind of think that by the end of the night, it's likely that your blankets all have soaked through.
Oh.
Well, it's hardly palatial, but I think it's the best we're going to find for tonight.
Shall I make the twain-tied tea then?
Yeah, shall I give you a hand?
Yeah.
And Gwendolyn's going to, as they're setting up, she's going to reach right down to the bottom of her bag, and she's going to pull out an old exercise book that looks like it's, full of notes, and she starts to have a bit of a flick through, and she finds a particular thing that's going to help her set them up a bit of security for the night. And she also just, probably like at the bottom of my handbag probably, that is just full of crap. And she's reaching, and she finds a little bell and some silver wire. She's going to study what she's got in her notes. She's going to start setting up a security perimeter of 20 foot around them, which is the alarm spell.
Oh. Hello, someone who's got some magic.
Just one.
There's one thing Gwen can do at the start of a long rest now. Or start of a rest?
That's amazing.
Start of a long rest.
That's really useful.
That is super
Start
cool.
a long rest, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, so that is a proper setting from her book. And if anybody sees the front of her book, it says The Way of Decorum.
Oh. Have I seen it before?
You will have seen it. Juna will have seen it, yeah.
Great.
But Gwendolyn hasn't used it for a very long time.
Cool.
But it's been shoved to the bottom of her bag because she thought it might be useful.
And it is.
So yeah, as you're setting up, Krall, interestingly, doesn't sort of approach too close to any of you. And in fact, he sits outside the alarm, outside of your silver wire perimeter.
Oh, that's good, because I didn't want to have to ask him to leave. It would have been really awkward.
Yeah.
In fact, like during the night, as you all settle in, he does like wander off and come back and wander off and come back. He doesn't sleep, you all notice, but he also can't sit still. How long?
A terrible pun has just been posted in the Zoom chat.
I think you should say that out loud.
Please, you have to.
I didn't think it would be that funny.
I didn't quite catch it.
I just said awkward.
Oh my gosh, it's great.
There you go. There you go.
College of puns, yeah. Oh, it's good.
So yeah, how are you using this time, this long rest?
Yeah, I'd love to spend 10 minutes at some point fiddling with the goggles of magical detection and casting magical detection. And in particular, looking at admiring Gwen's handiwork, first of all, of course, with the bell and the wire. And then checking out Krall in particular.
He does not have any magical essence on him, but there is just innately in like his being a mixture of divination and necromancy. Sort of you're picking up. It's almost like both of those schools of magic are blended into him somehow. You've not seen that on anybody, and even Juna, who you know out of world, we know it's a sorcerer. Like she has innate magic.
Yeah.
That this is a very different style of thing. He almost is like partly composed of those things.
Jeez, wow. Cool. Thank you.
That's right. Bit of information there for you. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, don't worry. Iris pops up. Hey. Has anyone seen my brewery? No. Wanders off into the woods.
I'd like to volunteer myself to take the first watch tonight.
I will take a watch with Juna.
Cool. Is there, who wants to take second watch, and who is there? Is there a third watch tonight? Looking at you, Gaius.
I'll take second watch.
I actually want to sit with Krall, but...
Oh, okay. I'll go second watch with Gaius.
So, yeah, Gwendolyn and Juna, once you've all sort of sat down, got your ration packs out, had some food, made the best of it, with some twain-tied tea, the boys all wander off, go to sleep. Krall is sort of around. Like I said, he keeps sort of wandering close and then wandering further away. And for a good half an hour, he seems to be gone. That, like, you two feel relaxed enough that you can have a normal...
Before he goes, I would like to do something, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to read his fucking thoughts.
Don't know why you bothered asking me.
No, so how the spell works, that you can just like notice his surface level thoughts, can't you?
Surface level thoughts, yeah, to begin with, and for a minute. But then if I want to go a bit deeper, which I'm not sure yet, that's when he has to make a wisdom saving throw. But then he's aware. Mm-hmm. But I think to start off with, it's just to kind of see, like, yeah, what is going through his stream of consciousness as he's sort of sitting there outside of the thing. Mm-hmm. I don't really know what Juna thinks she will find, but I think she'll feel better knowing that she's done that digging.
So the first thing you notice, with detect thoughts as well, obviously you get a sense of everybody that's in the area. And obviously you pick up on everybody in the party, or like creatures in the area. Beyond everyone in the party and Krall, there are no other creatures in range, just so you know that. And then when you start you decide to dip into what Krall's thinking, there's just a very gentle, like, humming. And then that keeps stopping, and he's like, no, not singing. No. Eating. I should go eat. No. Should I make them go ahead? No. We gotta let them rest. Let them rest for now. It's that kind of thing. He sort of is essentially, he doesn't, the sense of like his surface level thoughts that you get is that he wants to push ahead, but he's not. Like he knows that he has to wait.
I think I'm going to leave it for now. I'm not going to push any further.
Cool. In which case, Gwendolyn and Juna, you have some time together.
Gwendolyn's been poring over her old exercise book and kind of remembering the lessons that she's learnt, and she's chosen to forget. And so she's thinking about home, and it's a question that's been on her mind for a little while, but she turns to Juna. Juna?
Yes, my love?
What happened back home after I left? How did everybody react?
It was a bit chaotic, as you can imagine. There was a lot going on, and truth be told, not long after you left, I left myself, my darling. But the main thing you need to know is that the door's always open back to your father.
Back to my father?
He didn't say anything. No one really said anything to me. You know who I am in the sort of big scheme of things. I'm a nobody. But I would be willing to bet that when the time is right, if the time is right for you to go back, you shouldn't feel scared to do so. I think they hope that you're still going to marry this fella.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean Prim didn't just jump in?
Not as far as I know. But like I say, I left rather quickly.
What did you see Kasula's face?
I didn't, I'm afraid.
Right.
I wish I had. I wish I could give you that peace of mind.
I just don't... From the things that I've heard people say about Dwayne since we've arrived in Tillisham and the people we're talking to, I'm starting to think that maybe he's not who I thought he was. I mean, I'm still holding on to hope that he is, and that they've just got him wrong, and I feel terrible for thinking badly of him, but...
Gwen, I think someone's got to tell you, I think someone's got to give you this tough love. He's not for you. I think you need to let go of him. I think you need to forget about him. He does not sound like the right kind of person for you, Gwen.
But...
I think you carry a mini torch for him in your heart, but I think we need to let go of him. I think you've You've got way more about you than some fabulosa. You're not a fabulosa, you're Gwen, and you're you, and you're fantastic.
But Juna, I'm not sure I do have more about me. I think that if I found Dwayne, then I could just get out of your hair. I feel like I'm holding you all back. I can't seem to do anything right.
Gwen, you are the reason I'm here. So if you feel like you're holding anyone else back, you never think that about me. Do you remember when I came to you? When Eric brought me in, I used to work with him and I came along and I cooked and I cleaned. I came along because I had a good feeling about Eric. I had a good feeling about your house. And when I joined your house, I had a good feeling about you. When you were little, when you were growing up. And when you left, I had a good feeling about leaving. Now, I can't tell you I won't have a good feeling about going some other which way. But I'm telling you now, you're not going to hold me back and you never will. And I'm sure any of these lads would say the same.
I don't think so.
Maybe not Enkidu, but you two will find your way. The main thing I think you need to think about now, if he turns up, he turns up. And if he does, you've got an army around you. But I think you think about you, Gwen. Where do you fit in this world? Where do you need to go?
I don't know.
You'll find it. Let me tell you, whenever I feel a bit lost and I need to think about my purpose in life, I do 3 things. I hold my hands like this in front of me, and Juna sort of cups one hand on top of the other in a sort of loose grip, so it looks a little bit like a flower. She holds it just in front of her stomach. So as I hold my hands like this, I close my eyes and I take 7 deep breaths. You try it, Gwen. Hold your hands like this.
She does what Juna's doing.
Close your eyes. Just breathe in and out. Really deep breaths 7 times.
She does it 7 times.
Well done.
I'm not going to put our listeners through me breathing 7 times.
Oh, I was looking forward to the audio of 7 breaths.
And if the audience could join in.
Let Juna lead you through a guided meditation.
This is actually guided meditation, not D&D. We played the long con. We've waited for 10 episodes, but...
Gotcha.
It's the self-help course we all needed.
The culmination of the Vondel arc is the guided meditation.
the fictional characters were Vicky and Chris and Beth all along.
Oh dear. Wish I was Juna through lockdown sometimes. Anyway, sometimes just sitting, counting to 7 and coming back to my breath and just thinking about what it is you want in front of you, in your hands, in your very own flower in front of you. It can bring you back to your purpose or give you it when you're lost. I think forget Fabulosa. If we find him, if we hear about him, we'll track him down and we'll do what needs to be done. But until then, you're Gwen.
He might be hurt.
I don't think he's hurt. I think he's on a jolly, Gwen. And I know that's not what you want to hear, but I think it's what you need to hear. We've been destined to this adventure. This adventure's called all 5 of us in one way, shape or form. We've all found ourselves here, so let's just see where it takes us. And know that if all goes south, or north, or whatever the wrong direction is, there's always a place in your father's heart. It's nice to have that kind of a safety net, don't you think?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Juna.
And you don't need anyone else, Gwen. You don't need anyone else. You just killed an owlbear.
I did kill an owlbear.
Exactly. And then prevented, I'm going to call him a man, but you prevented him from bringing him back from the dead.
Yeah.
That's no small feat.
No.
Who are you and where do you fit in? That's what you need to think about, Gwen. That's what you deserve, no less.
Best TED talk I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what, Gwen, have a twain-tied tea.
You just killed an owlbear.
Gwen takes her twain-tied tea and she's going to go and do some meditation with imagining the flower that Juna's just suggested to her, and she's going to do it she's going to do it for 30 minutes because that's how long I need to meditate for. Oh. So it's a lot of 7s.
Or it's just 1 7 done very slowly. Cool. So once you two sort of are up for 3 hours or so, you wake Orryn and Gaius up, give them a little poke, and then the 2 of you go down to sleep, and Orryn and Gaius wake up for a watch.
Hey, Orryn, watch this, and I'll try and do like an owl impersonation with my hand.
Is it any good?
Dunno.
Make a performance check.
Where's my D20? I've been so involved. Oh, that's not good. That is a 6.
Comes out like a strangled pigeon.
Sounds like a cockatrice we met once.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah. So, you sleep all right just now?
Oh, I sleep like a log most nights, you know me.
Yeah. No. Just last night you didn't seem to be having a very good night's sleep.
Oh, well, we've been through a few rough patches lately. And, it sometimes takes the toll on the old subconscious. So, yeah. Dragons, eh? Ugh.
You say you dreamt of a dragon. What kind of dragon was it?
Well, like, it was like a flying dragon, but it was like stone as well.
Like stone.
And sometimes I was like riding it, and sometimes I was like right in front of it. It was quite spooky, quite scary, really.
And was it just you in the dream? Or was there anyone else there with you and the dragon?
No, it was just me.
And what happened?
It was just a silly dream.
Yeah, no, it's just a silly dream. It's not something real.
No. Other than the fact we just got nearly burnt to a crisp. We've been through, I think it was just,
Okay.
Just
thinking that through. Not new feelings, not a new experience.
What do you mean? Are you alright?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Just in the middle of these, witch-infested woods.
Yeah, a bit creepier.
Are you okay? You sound like you went through quite an ordeal the other day.
Yeah. It was quite a lot, that was all. Just seeing into a possible future. I think I feel a bit, I think I get Krall a bit more now. It's kind of weird seeing alternative paths that could happen and other options that you could do that then don't happen. That's all. It's just hard to keep track of.
Yeah. Kind of makes me feel sorry for him in a way.
Yeah. I mean, me too. Although, I think I don't know. I want to know if he's made this table himself.
Oh, damn, yeah.
That's my thought. I had a little look through the goggles, and he seems to be almost like made of divination.
No.
I'm obviously making sure that Krall isn't listening in on this conversation. All right. Make a quick perception check.
Yeah?
Yeah, can I help him? Because I'm equally looking around.
One of you can make it with advantage.
You go ahead.
12.
Yeah, he had come back toward the beginning of your watch, and he had wandered away, so you can't hear him.
Okay. Yeah, I was just maybe he made this table, and the door. So that's it's the transportation door that I guess they've been using. So did he make that too?
Yeah, I don't know, but we don't know if his intentions are good. Or anything.
No.
At the end of the day, if he wants us to, why did he say that it'd be best if we left? I'm not gonna lie, I think he's right. It probably is best if we leave soon. But with him gone, maybe the woods will be a little bit more safer.
Well, I mean, there'll certainly be fewer undead creatures wandering around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't know where this place is that he lives. I mean, if it's in the woods, then he's just going to carry on out here, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's a weird thing. I just for me, it's not. I'm not bothered by where he's going or where he's been. I'm just okay, what's he intending to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't even know if he knows.
Nope.
Huh.
Which is the scariest thing.
Yeah. Huh.
Now I'll get out my lute and play a little tune as well on watch.
Yeah. I'll get on my tinker's tools and actually, I'm going to spend an hour making smith's tools. Yeah, I'm going to make me some smith's tools, and then once I've made me some smith's tools, I'm going to get out various gubbins from my bag and start fiddling with an increasingly complicated looking contraption involving some legs and some little wings and a little dragon-like looking heads on it.
Cool.
Just fiddling with that.
Putting it together with different bits of scrap that you found.
Yeah. Bits and pieces. Pulling stuff out his bag.
Gubbins.
So yeah, after again 3-4 hours or so, you guys rest down just for a couple of hours as but it's probably about 5-6 in the morning. I've not been keeping track of time. 3 is midnight. It's 3, 4. 4. It's early in the morning when you decide to go to sleep, have another little nap, the two of you, and wake Enkidu up. Krall has wandered back and is sort of sat against a tree a little way off Enkidu. So as you're sort of stood watching your friends sleeping. What are you doing?
I know from my previous track, I know that there's nothing around us. Things are keeping away. I'm going to approach Krall and sit with him.
Are you going to step outside of the alarm?
Oh, would that wake up?
I will have set it so that we don't set off the alarm ourselves.
Okay.
I can do that.
Sure. Okay, cool. I'll step out of the area and I'll just socially distance. Krall, so I can keep an eye on both Krall and the party.
So you're watching alone tonight?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Sometimes it's not your turn.
I understand what you mean by that. Master Savell.
Yes?
When was the last time you slept?
I don't think I need sleep anymore.
You don't need it?
No.
Not anymore?
No, I don't, no, it's hard to say how long because of time.
Then how about this question? When was the last time your mind had a bit of peace? When you were totally sure you are where you are now?
When I had my things.
When you had your things?
Yeah, I know what's happening when I've got them, because I can check. But I don't have them, so I can't check, and it's been too long without them, and it hurts my head a bit.
It hurts?
Yeah.
It does. Have you tried to remedy that?
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to get it back, and then it'll be fine.
Okay. You know, we're depending on you to lead us the correct way, as best as you know, to get your things back, right?
Yes, but that's not always true, because sometimes there's plotting and scheming from you, and then you're in the way, and I have to get you out of the way.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that is interesting.
Sorry, I don't want to, but because sometimes you're very nice, but also sometimes you're really not so.
I totally understand. I myself have had to struggle for a long time to find a bit of peace, to question whether my thoughts are truly my own. Am I in control of my body and mind at all times? I don't know. And I thought that maybe you'd understand that, having seen what you've seen. And
I've seen you not in control.
Yes.
It's very impressive.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, no, it's very nice. The other guy is very impressive.
Which one? You mean Orryn?
No, in your head.
Oh. Which one?
There's more than one.
There are at least 5.
Oh, well, he's not that nice, and I quite like that.
Oh, right, him. I know nothing about him.
Oh, well, he can kill a lot of people very fast, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I've seen, and I'm trapped with the bastard, and the memory of what he's done. I want him out, to be honest. I have no idea what he's plotting, what he's thinking. Everyone inside has access to my thoughts and my feelings and what I can see, but it doesn't work the other way around.
Oh. How would you get him out?
I selfishly thought that somehow you would know with all your experience.
I don't know yet. I've not got my stuff back yet. If I got my stuff back, I could check ahead for when he was out and then come back and tell you what the solution is.
You know, somehow, I don't think I'd even want to know. I think this part of this journey is for me to discover a way to do that myself.
That doesn't make sense, because you have to know. That's what the table's for, is so that you can know and you can fix things now instead of waiting for them to be fixed. It doesn't make sense to not want to know.
But my friend, I like to be able to sleep under my own power.
Yeah, but you could get that now rather than in however long it takes.
I look at the group sleeping, and I look back at Krall, and I say, Do you see one small difference between the two of us sitting here?
I mean, I don't look that good right now, but...
But aside from an aesthetic thing, Master Savell, I mean that despite my scruples and the darkness I carry within myself, I seem to have still managed to attract people to my side. And we're not always in agreement, we're at each other's throats, but they're still here with me. And there are people inside me who I would not part with. But you yourself are alone, with all your powers and all your magics and your knowledge.
I've got all the animals, they're alive.
But people, Krall, people. You need people to complete yourself.
Just very quiet for a while.
Okay. No, I just thought I'd say hello. So I walk back. I'm gonna go back to my post, and I'm gonna concentrate on my right hand, and I'm gonna try out summoning a packed weapon. I'm just gonna concentrate really hard, and I'm just gonna bamf out a short sword.
Can you roll a d6?
Oh my gosh.
We'll do it like we've discussed.
Oh, secrets.
Secrets.
Oh, I rolled a 5.
So no, it's not a short sword that comes out then. It's a long sword instead.
Oh yeah, it's a longsword.
As soon as it sort of appears in your hand, which how does it? Is it like a shimmer? Does it come like literally come out of your hand?
Like a little swirling of black and red, and then it can lengthens out into the shape of a weapon and falls into my hand.
And as soon as like sort of the weight of it lands in your hand, it's a sword that you've not seen in a long time, but you know whose it is. Whilst it wasn't necessarily the sword that you were after, there is a comfort in seeing that one.
Just give it a few swings just to...
It's incredibly well balanced.
Yeah, if it's too much weight, the swing doesn't... yeah, I'm just gonna keep it with me for the rest of my watch.
And whilst you're sort of sat there watching, Krall does wander off again. And since you've left him, he does keep like looking over at you, almost like wanting to carry on a conversation, but I don't know, especially those last few words you said to him, they've sort of gotten to him a little bit, and he just keeps sort of almost taking a few steps towards you and then like changing his mind and wandering off for 15-20 minutes and then sort of coming back a little bit and still not quite plucking up the courage to approach you.
Hello, darling listeners. Grace here, popping in to say hey on episode 10. Hell yeah, we've made it to double figures, baby. To celebrate this milestone, we are recording our first episode of No Small Questions this week. You can ask us questions via our social media. Just be sure to get them in by the 29th of September to be considered. If somehow you still haven't found us on social media, we are at No Small Rolls on both Instagram and Twitter. And on Facebook, you can find our page by searching No Small Rolls. Rolls spelt ROLLS. Something else you'll find on our socials, Arttober prompts. Some of our cast are going to attempt to flex their artistic muscles this October, responding to one of our prompts each day. So if you're the artistic type, or even if you're not but fancy the challenge, join us. There are so many great podcasts out there, so thank you for listening to ours. Of course, sometimes we like to guest on other shows. Vicky recently joined the delightful Emily Slade on Why This Film to talk about one of Vicky's old favourites, Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. So go have a listen if you need more Vicky in your life, and to be honest, who doesn't need more Vicky in their life? If it's more D&D that you're hankering for, we have an advert for The Tale of the Manticore after the credits, so listen out for that. If you're enjoying No Small Rolls, then you can help us by spreading the word that we exist. From sharing our stuff on social media, to recommending us to your friends and family, or leaving us a positive review and rating on iTunes. All small gestures welcome and appreciated. That's all from me for now. Let's take you back to the woods.
But the hours go by, and eventually you all wake up. Just like that.
I slept surprisingly well, actually.
Me too.
Oh, these blankets are covered in mud.
They're covered in mud. They have gotten a little bit damp, unfortunately. Give them a good shake before you roll them up. But then you set off again, once you've had breakfast. What's for breakfast this morning, Juna?
What's around?
A lot of mud. There are. Make a quick survival check.
There's a few worms under Gwen's bag.
5.
Whilst there are some bushes that you would have expected to carry berries and things, they're mostly empty. It's almost as if they've either been eaten or this particular bush that you find just hasn't bore fruit.
Well, I was told by a 7-year-old yesterday, this is real life, that you can eat worms if you wash them and cook them. So I think that's what Juna's going to serve up for breakfast.
Thank you, 7-year-old.
How are we doing with those rations from the pub? Like, have we completely run out of them then? It's got to the point where we're eating worms.
How does that work?
And she's going to serve them up like there's nothing wrong with that.
How does everyone react?
Breakfast, anyone?
I mean, it's not the worst meal, I guess.
Juna picks one up and crunches into it and says, Hakuna Matata, everyone. Go on, have one.
I whisper to Orryn, and didn't we leave with 7 days worth of food?
Yeah, there's a whole load of stuff from the kitchen. Like, some of it's in my bag. I mean, Do we pretend to eat a worm, or do we just?
I'm not sure. Oh, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea. I'm gonna eat a worm, then I'm gonna roll my eyes back on my head and collapse backwards. You revive me with whatever's in your bag, and I'll swallow it like there's nothing better I've ever tasted in my life.
Okay.
So I go to pick up one of Juna's worms. And like, Miss Septon, I thank you for this bountiful harvest. And I neck the worm, and then I fall backwards and faint.
Can you make a performance check?
Oh my gosh, that's a 19.
A 19. Juna, you are convinced that poor, whatever it is that you've just given Enkidu has poisoned him, has knocked him out cold. Like, you think this is the worst thing I could have done.
Oh, don't worry.
Enkidu!
I've got just the thing.
Enkidu! I start like getting my staff and whirling it around and go, don't worry, I'm going to cure his wounds from deep down.
I've got just the thing in my bag that's going to
No, Orryn, it's up to me. I've got to revive him. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. I should have never listened to that 7-year-old in town. What am I doing? I've got to revive him.
Glowing screwdriver. I'm just going to pull a screwdriver out the bag, tap it a little bit with some phosphorescence so it glows a little bit, and then touch it to the side of Enkidu's throat and just sort of run it down the side gently and just be like, there we go, that's it, he'll be fine now, he'll be fine.
I gasp and I sit up like, oh.
Enkidu, my love, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No.
Are you allergic to worms? I've eaten 3 of them already and I was fine. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Enkidu.
No. I've never eaten a worm before. Maybe I should have been more cautious.
I don't think you should eat worms again, Enkidu. Orryn, I'm going to have to give you all the rest as a thank you. Thank you, Orryn.
I don't mind taking them, actually. They're quite good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're actually not bad.
This reminds me of my recipe.
Nice.
Is Juna still facing me, or is she looking at Gwen when she says that?
So Juna is paying a lot of attention to you, Enkidu, just to make sure you're okay.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm just gritting my teeth going, yeah.
And she's sort of got one hand on his back and one hand on his chest, like, Enkidu, is there anything I can do to make you feel better?
No, I'm quite recovered. I let me find my water skin, and then I'll probably just, be alright after. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll keep an eye on you all day and just make sure that nothing else happens. Because this kind of stuff can stick in the system.
I hope not, but thank you.
Orryn, how are those worms doing you? You enjoying them?
Oh, yeah. Orryn's going to pick up a worm and then he's just going to quickly reach into his pouch. We'll try not to have anyone look and just sort of rub it with something that's just going to give it an odour of like a cooked sausage instead of a worm with his magical tinkering, and then swallow it. Yum. Yeah, really good. Tasty. Thanks.
Well, I think that was all in all a successful breakfast.
I don't know if I can stop the magical effect or it's just going to carry on going in my stomach now.
Oh, no.
Unless I can touch it. Does my stomach count as touching it?
I think so.
I stop the effect.
Yeah. It's in contact with you. Yeah. Quite a lot of contact.
Yeah.
If you mash it down enough, surely the object's destroyed anyway.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, after breakfast.
Can I just say, I really enjoy that Gwen has her own recipe. I feel like that got lost in everything that was going on.
Well, it's not that Gwendolyn can cook at all, but as a child, she rather mischievously put a load of worms into Juna's cooking pot.
Oh, of course she did.
And they got served to the whole family. She may have got into a bit of trouble for that. So Gwen thinks it's hilarious and that the boys just can't handle their worms.
Worms belong in the ground doing work. They don't belong in stomachs.
So you all carry on trudging through the marsh, through the bog, and it gets to the point that the mud is so high, it's coming up to everybody's knees, which for Juna means it's probably up around her midriff somewhere. Like she's having to do one of keep her arms up in the air, keep her stick in the air.
Very Apocalypse Now.
I know.
Yeah. Having to march through sludge. Krall again is sort of lingering near you. Today he doesn't seem to be coming that close, but he's little burp.
That was Krall.
Yep, that's Krall. Just had a little burp in the corner. He's keeping pace, and he does seem to be doing a lot more following today as opposed to leading. It's almost as if it's at this point he doesn't really know which way it's going to go. Who's at the front of the group?
I'll go at the front.
Cool. Enkidu, can you make a perception check then, please?
That is a 5.
5. All right.
Jeez.
No idea. As you're sort of moving through the mud and the sludge, there is some bubbling. Yes, bubbling. Carry on walking a bit more, and then something grabs at your leg, Enkidu, and just pulls you down. Right into the mud. And it is momentary that you are like pulled, like essentially tripped, but through the mud, so that you go face first into it all. Get like pulled under a little bit, and then it like whatever it is that had grabbed you releases you, so you can stand up again, but you are drenched.
No.
You're right.
Send us a postcard next time. Hope you enjoyed your trip.
That's not another side effect of the allergy, is it?
Do I still have my sword from this morning?
Yeah, that's still.
Or did I get rid of it? Yeah. I'm like, there is something in the mud.
Well, it looked like it was you in the mud.
Something, pull my bloody ankle, there's something in the mud.
What, where? Can we see it? Can we see what he was talking about at all?
Yeah, everyone make their own perception checks.
Oh, hello, natural 20.
Oh,
yeah.
18.
23.
11.
So that makes 22.
4.
Oh, Jesus.
So, Enkidu, obviously you're trying to clear mud off of your face. Juna is like sort of pushed through and gotten right up close to you to help out, like try and like pat you down a little bit. The other three, as you're sort of looking, trying to see through the murky water and into the mud, Gwendolyn, you see it first, point, and the boys, you see it straight after. There's just 2 little eyes just in like one of the little bubbles of mud.
Oh dear.
It blinks a little bit and then like disappears under.
How little?
Like the size of a pound coin, each eye, obviously.
Gwendolyn holds up her thumb and forefinger together to make a circle to show everybody. I just saw an eye this big in the mud.
Okay, so there's something living in there.
And then as you start looking around, you can see other little eyes in the mud.
Oh.
And they're dotted around, but they keep like sort of blinking up like a little bubble of mud and then disappearing under the surface again.
Hey, Krall, those like mud eyes that we can see all around us, have we come up against them before, and how well did we do?
They're annoying.
Annoying?
Yeah, but like losing a limb annoying, or just like, oh, they're annoying, like...
I mean, like choking on mud annoying, but not like dying annoying.
Okay, so we just need to be quick.
It's okay though, if you die, I'll just bring you back.
That's not as reassuring as I think you meant it to sound.
No.
Let's get to the other side.
Yeah, let's go. Quick.
What are they?
Those little spirits. It's disgusting.
Yep, let's work this out on the other side. I'd say let's press it forward quickly, and Guy will start like moving his feet forward.
I think if we're pressing forward quickly, I think Juna is getting gradually more and more behind.
Oh gosh.
Gwendolyn's gonna help Juna.
My speed is 25 feet.
Gwendolyn and Juna, as you two start sort of like edging to the back of the group, you just get that same pulling sensation from your feet that Enkidu had. And Juna, as it's not far from you, like you do just get pulled under the surface and then released so that you can come back up. And Gwendolyn, you feel it against your ankles and you just like sort of shake them under the water, and then like try and like get to Juna.
I'm gonna try and can I give Juna a piggyback?
Yeah, absolutely. You'd move at half speed.
That's fine. It's still like I've got 40 speed, so I'm like a bit slower than Juna at normal pace. So.
I don't know how happy Juna is to have a piggyback.
Oh, if Juna doesn't
so is there like a contested role maybe to like?
No. I'd ask you, would you like a piggyback, Juna, so that you don't sink under the mud?
I'm fine.
Okay.
And she sort of tries to go as fast as she can.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think she would take kindly to a piggyback. I think she's
fair enough.
As you carry on, Enkidu, you're pulled under again.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just momentarily. It's just like.
Oh gosh. How far to the other side of where we're going?
I mean, as far as you can see, there is just mud for the rest of the journey.
Oh bloody Nora.
Can I see like a cluster of these things at all?
Make another quick perception check.
That's not as good. That's going to be a 11.
No, again, because you have spotted a few of them, you can see a few of them, but they do just seem to be darting around the place and popping up in different spots. What you can tell is that it doesn't seem to be a huge amount of them, but they do seem to be following you.
Okay. So, following wise then, yeah? Okay. I don't want to burn a spell slot, but maybe if you're just going to annoy us a bit, maybe I should just scare them away. Okay, about 10 feet... No, what's the parameters? Basically, 15 feet. About 20 feet behind us, if they're all following us, I want to just play a couple of tunes, whip out my lute, play a couple of chords, and then behind us, Juna will just hear a little click, and then all of a sudden the thunder wave will hit behind them, and all this mud will go up in a big mushroom cloud.
Oh, nice. Amazing. Okay. Which so it's dexterity saving throws, right?
Yep.
What's your DC?
My DC is 13.
So as this thunder wave blasts through the mud, and like you say, it sort of causes a massive splash, a huge wave of the mud itself to go flying through the air. As most of the rest of the mud lands, you do see on the surface they sort of look like small fairies dripping of mud, as if they were congealed things themselves. They land on the surface, and there's only one that sort of catches themselves and is floating in the air, little muddy wings flapping about the thing. How much damage do they each take?
They each take... Oh, wow, that was max damage. That rolled 2 8s on 2d8.
Whoa.
So that was... that was 16. 16 damage.
16 damage each. Ooh, very nice. Can everyone roll initiative, please?
Of course.
I thought it was just giving me a little thing. Get lost, leave us alone.
No, the one especially that sort of catches itself and is floating in the air, you can just see is looking angry now. And the others sort of pull themselves up, their little flappy wings, spraying mud as they rise, but all 5 of them are just staring at you guys.
Oh boy,
they're not happy.
It's like an evil version of the Viva Forever video.
What a reference.
I want to say I'm too young to understand that, but I'm not.
That's why you're baby David. And by the way, I rolled a natural 1.
Oh,
no.
Juna. Cool, so 25 to 20.
I got a 23.
Lovely. 20 to 15. Ooh, 15 to 10.
12.
Oh, guys. 10 to 5.
6.
Oh, you both got 6. Who's got better dexterity?
+3.
Yeah, that's Gwen.
She's so dexy.
And then Juna down here.
Juna was never going to do well in this fight, was she?
No, she's still stuck in the mud, just pulling her feet up.
So, Gaius, these 5 little methods, these little elemental creatures, are floating in the space before you. What are you going to do? They don't look happy with you.
They're in a rough 20-foot sphere direction, right? As an area.
They've scattered a little bit, but yeah, roughly.
I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to spin around, bear down on them, and then just start aggressively strumming as fast as I can, and then...
Which is not what that looked like on the video.
Looked very different on the front. So yeah, I'm going to aggressively strum my lute, and then I am going to cast sleep on them.
Oh, very nice.
So that means I have to roll 5d8, and the total is how many hit points of the creature this spell can affect. So it's 3, 7, 14, 22, 30.
You reckon you could knock out 3 of them?
Oh, yes!
Put 3 of them to sleep.
Excellent.
Nice.
Any particular 3?
3 furthest back, I think, actually.
Baby Ginger and Posh,
Yeah.
Nice.
And then what I'm going to do as a bonus action is I'm going to use my way of words, and I will, while performing, also just tell them, you think you could take me on? I'm the biggest fairy around. There's no way you're going to hit me. So, it's got to make a wisdom saving throw, and it's got to beat my DC. Otherwise, it will have disadvantage for the next minute on its attacks.
Next minute? Whoa.
On one berry.
Yeah, but still cool though. 3, which definitely fails.
Yes!
So yeah, the one that is least hurt out of all of them is going to have disadvantage on its attacks. Nice. Cool. It is now their turn. Only 2 of them are awake. One of them is going to have disadvantage. Both of them are going to fly straight towards you, Guy. The first one is going to belch some mud at you into your face.
No!
So can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
16.
So this thing, it's almost like its entire body like doubles in size as it summons a globule of mud and then spits it out at you. What's bizarre is that as it approaches you, the thing seems to gather mud from the air, and luckily you sidestep it, and so it just splashes into the water next to you. The other one, however, is still unhappy, so he's going to come in and he's going to try and scratch it in the face, and that rolls a 20 to hit, unnatural.
Oh, it hits.
Oh, just.
So you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
And I have to roll Constitution check because that way of words was, or bend the truth as it's called, is concentration.
So then, yeah, you add your Constitution, and basically you've got to roll
Above 10, yeah.
Okay, is it a saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be 13.
13, yeah, so you're fine. You can keep concentration on the thing. Yeah, so you take 7 points of damage as its muddy hands, like, it latches onto you. It just starts, like, scratching down your chest, like, almost, like, crawling over you as you're, like, trying to, like, bat it off. It is Orryn's turn.
Yeah, okay, I guess, we're killing these things. We're trying to kill these things. I don't like the look of that one. Okay, how far away am I?
Probably about 15 feet or so from Gaius, and both of them are really up in Gaius's face.
So I think I'm just, in that case, I'm going to just pull out my welding torch and try and fire at the one that just scratched him.
Cool, it's on Gaius at the moment.
Okay. And the other one is right on Gaius?
The other one is sort of flying more above Gaius.
Okay, let's go for the other one. Let's go for the other one. Let's go for the safer option.
Oh, no, God, just throw the flames at Gaius. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, no worry. I think that's a 12. Hits. Hey! Oh, nice. Here we go, rolling a d10. 9 points of fire damage.
Yeah, so this little plume of globule of flame sort of hits the little flying mephit, and it sort of tumbles in the air a little bit, but catches itself still. It is now Gwendolyn's turn.
Is there still one on Gaius?
Yes.
So I'm basically going to try and punch it off his face without punching Gaius.
Yeah.
You push your way through the mud, manage to get up to him, and this thing is like, scurrying all around his neck, all around his chest. Make your attack.
Okay, so I'm aiming for its stomach because I'm assuming that's like the biggest part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 22.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very deftly knock it out off of Gaius and away from him a little bit. What's your damage?
5 damage.
Good stuff. Have you got a bonus action?
I have, so for my bonus action, I'm just going to try and punch it even further away from Guy. So I'm just using my punch as a way of throwing it across.
Double punch.
Amazing. Go on, make another
Thank you.
That's 18.
18 to hit. I was like, damage? Whoa. 18 definitely hits. Yeah.
And that is going to be 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. Yeah.
It's like I'm skimming it across the mud, but with punches.
And as it sort of has turned its attention more to you as you've whacked it one, it is flying directly at you, so that when you punch it, not only does it skid, bounce like a rock across the top, it also, explodes.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa!
So it's like...
Oh!
Yeah, it's the explosion of mud means that you have to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Glad I went for long-range combat rather than close combat.
That's a 9.
So unfortunately, even as it's bouncing away from you, the explosion splatters right back at you and knocks you back into the mud, and that means that you're now restrained.
What?
Weirdly, the mud that's come off of this creature is much stickier and is keeping your arms, it's almost gluing you together in a horrible, viscous way. Enkidu, it's your turn.
Cool. How many are up and not asleep?
There's 3 asleep, 1 still flying in the air, and 1 that's just exploded. And it exploded.
Is anyone close to the one that's flying in the air? Krall, even.
Krall is probably furthest away from... It's almost as if he knew this was about to happen. So he's been pushed toward the front of the group and is away from all of the fighting at the back.
Okay. I'm going to Eldritch Blast the one that's furthest away floating around.
Cool. Make your attack roll.
That is a 17 hit.
Definitely hits. What's your damage?
That is 9 points of force damage.
So yeah, this one again, you can see it almost raring up to spit another globule of mud out. And with your Eldritch Blast, you take your time, you shoot it down, and as soon as the Eldritch energy hits it, again, this little thing explodes in the air. Luckily, no one else is near, but there's like a little shower of these, it's almost like oily mud that comes off of these creatures, but it's dead, and the other 3 are asleep.
I totally got away with my natural 1. I'm so chuffed.
Shall we buck a retreat and leave these things behind?
I think so.
A little help?
Oh, you're stuck. Yeah. All right, I'm on my way. Then, can I have a hand, people?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem.
Between all of you, I won't make you roll for it, but yeah, you all pull Gwendolyn out of the mud.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you.
It's like nearly everyone's ended up in the mud then.
Maybe I learned a lesson not to laugh at people for falling in the mud.
That's what this series is. It's not a yoga series. It's life lessons with Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suggest we get going before those other little fairy things.
Yeah. How long does that last, Guy?
You know what? I have no idea. That is the first literal time I've ever used that spell.
Let's not wait around to find out then. Let's get on with it.
Nope. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, the 6 of you all together just start booking it.
It's a 1 minute duration, I think. Yeah.
Moving as fast as we can.
Even with your travel slowed, if you're all dashing to get away, like you can make a good amount of distance so that you're away from these mephits before they wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gets to about lunchtime. The sun is hidden behind clouds. It's not been as rainy today as it was the day before. There's still quite dark clouds that keep passing overhead, but they're broken up enough that there's actual sunlight coming through. However, as you sort of push even further north, the mud becomes much colder. And there is a very small mist as you're sort of heading through little valleys and things. The very small mist just sort of starts forming over the top of all of the mud. It's quite unsettling.
Well, this is a bit unsettling, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same.
I feel like this might be a sign that we're getting closer to where we need to be.
Krall,
Master
have you got
Savelt?
anything to... My thoughts exactly, Enkidu.
I think so. Yes, closer.
She been near here before, has she?
Yes. I think she's found us near here before.
Do we need to be on our guard around this?
Yes. You should kill her when you see her.
No, that's not what I asked.
Oh, but she is dangerous.
And so are you, my friend. Let's just keep an open mind.
I am.
Why would you want her dead?
Because I need to.
Why?
Because then she is out of the way and then I can go get my stuff.
She's the one stopping you getting your stuff?
No, she's not stopping me, but I'm not strong enough yet.
And killing her will make that better?
Yeah.
Why?
He just carries on walking.
Oh.
I'm gonna run in front of him and stop. Run in front of him, like, no. Answer a question first.
No. If you start getting too demanding, if you start getting angry, this is why it goes. We've just got to keep going.
You're not sure about what's going to happen next. You need to tell us more information so we can help you.
If you want it to go right, then help us.
No, but if I tell you too much, then you don't help me.
Why wouldn't we help you if we knew more information?
Because you don't like it.
Well, then why should we help you now?
Because that's how it goes good. It goes good.
Goes good for you or for us?
Well, it goes good for you if you then leave afterwards.
We help you and then we leave?
Yes. And then everything's fine, I think.
Oh my god.
Okay, stop moving. Why don't we do what we do best? Infiltration. You know which direction we need to go. Won't we scope the place out first and make some kind of decision? Look, I don't want to start a fight.
And get
with
the
you in
jump on
middle
her.
of
That's a good idea.
Observe her first. If she's hostile to us, yes, we'll obviously have to force to fight her. But first, we don't know who she is. We only know her name. We know nothing about her. You want to kill her for whatever reason. We can't risk getting into a fight with someone more powerful than you.
But she's not more powerful than me.
But you said you can't kill her yet.
No, I can't succeed if she's alive.
The less you want to tell me, the less inclined I am to want to help you, Master Savelt.
Yeah, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, buddy, but this guy, he's the good guard, and he's the guy you're going to need to be on side with, because otherwise, we're not budging.
Remember what I said about people?
Yes.
And how that, if you allow them, people can gravitate towards you. I mean, look around you here. You've got 5 of us. We're in a bit of bother. We need your help. You need us. So, just help us out. Tell us what we need to know. Just give us something.
if she's dead, I can get stronger, and then I can get my stuff. But if she's alive, I'm not going to get it back.
Okay. Imagine we had never met you. I'm pretty sure you can. There've been scenarios where we haven't met you, right?
Yeah, they don't work either.
Okay, but why would we want to kill her if we didn't know you?
I don't know. Sometimes you just kill people.
Can I have a charisma check, please?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to check with your buddies.
Yeah, I do.
He's looking inside himself.
Do I add anything? Is it a straight roll?
Straight charisma. So, yeah, just the D20 plus your charisma.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, very nice. Who are you looking for advice from?
It's one of two people.
This is like phone a friend.
Gotta be really careful, though.
What's that film with James McAvoy where he's got like multiple personalities?
Yeah.
Oh, Split. Yeah.
It just reminded me of that. Like,
Yeah.
Split. Is this Moon Knight? Who knows?
Yeah.
Is it something more?
I'm gonna talk to my bro. Yeah, my first bro.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
So, obviously you heard everything, right? Gil?
There's a brief moment where, even with an unnatural 20, as you're sort of reaching inside of yourself to have a conversation with him, you're keeping an eye on Krall, but then you just catch like a little bit glimpse of movement to your left, and you look over your shoulder, and Gil is stood there. Again, nobody else can see this, just Enkidu. But what does Gil look like?
Gil is pretty tall. He's taller than I am. He's quite lean. He's well built. He has like kind of brown, like acorny brown skin, pointy elven ears. He's a half elf. He has like shaven black hair. He's got like kind of sort of like kind of beady eyes, cheeky smile, boots similar to mine. Yeah, I don't want to describe his clothes on because I'm making this up as I go along. But he's tall, he's lean, he's got a really handsome smile, and dark eyes.
He's unfortunately not smiling all that much as he appears. He's just studying Krall quite intently. Gives you a look.
I'm stuck again.
Yeah, in the mud, quite literally this time.
Yeah, literally. I'm covered in this stuff. Yeah.
You've looked better.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know, Kai. He's not as bad as the woman, but
no. Not as bad?
Not as Vondel, I don't think so.
Right.
But I don't trust him. I really don't trust him. I think he could be a worse problem if you let him carry on.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff he's got, he's pretty dangerous. He's been alive for, I don't want to say too long because I'm not some kind of judge, but too long, and too alone for so long. We know nothing about this witch that he wants to kill so badly. I just, I don't want to burn bridges, but he's holding all the cards, you know what I mean?
Well, not all of them. I think if you can get rid of him somehow. He doesn't want this witch alive for whatever reason, so get to her.
It's a good idea. I'm sure you know, I already thought of that.
Yeah, why not? It's nice to say it to each other.
It makes a welcome change.
And he just lays a hand on your shoulder and he's gone.
Alright.
For everyone else, that's happened so, no time has passed. It's just a very brief conversation for Enkidu, essentially in his own head.
Wow.
Okay, Krall, Master Savelt, how about we put this to a vote?
A vote?
A vote.
What are you voting on? Why would you vote? There's so many variables in a vote. That's such a stupid thing.
Well, when I make a proposal and you can make a counter-proposal. We all know what you want to do, what you need.
Yes? What do you want?
I want to know why you want to kill this witch.
I've told you.
Not good enough. I want to find out who she is first. I want to talk to her. But you don't want us to do that.
I mean, you can talk to her, but if you end up talking to her, then sometimes you get in the way and then you die, and I don't want to kill you because you seem quite nice.
We die? What? Because of you?
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's just say I want to keep an open mind. Maybe she want to help you this time. Maybe this is a timeline you haven't seen just yet because you've been away from your table for too long.
She doesn't like me.
Maybe you don't have to see her. Maybe you just wait here and we go.
If you can get her out of her house, that would work.
So what, so you can kill her from afar?
No, so that she'd be out of the way. But it'd have to be for a long time.
What? You need something from her house?
Yeah.
What do you need from her house?
Strength, power. I need more. I need to be better.
You can get that from her house?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know yet.
Huh.
I think it's probably best you stay here, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I'm going to look at Juna I'm gonna tap my head. Yeah. Hopefully she interprets what
More
that
of
means.
Enkidu's mimes that no one understands.
I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, damn it. Yeah.
Don't worry, I've got the letter.
Or he's like, oh, this thing.
Perfect. Oh my gosh.
I, Vicky, don't understand. So
Okay.
could I roll to see if Juna gets it?
Make an insight
I
check.
just feel like that's fair on the game. 5. Sorry, Darrel.
That's fine. He was so vague.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm imagining what I think it could be, but
Juna like pulls an expression, is like, oh yeah, taps the side of her head as well, like, yes.
Juna has read that as trust me, by the way.
Master Savelt, which way to her house? And I will go alone
Well,
to speak with her.
I mean, don't know if that's a good idea.
I think if we're going somewhere, we should stay together, but maybe leave Krall and Savelt behind.
Yeah, why don't we just say, hey, Krall, like, why don't you stay here and then we'll go see the witch and then we'll see what happens, okay?
No, because then you might die.
We're quite good at not dying.
Well, what do we need to do to not die then? If you know, tell us.
So you come with me, and then I kill the witch,
Well,
and then you just go away.
yeah, we're not getting on board with that plan, though, are we, Krall?
No, but you have to get in the ball with a plan.
Gaius has already started walking away in the direction we were heading.
Gwendolyn's following
I'm going to
Gaius.
follow. Yeah.
Look,
I'm walking backwards, looking at Krall as we go. So we're walking.
I think you should stay here. I think you should let us go and have a chat. I think it's going to be safer for you, for her, for all of us, if you two aren't in a room together, all right?
I think you're going to have to die then. I'm sorry. He sort of turns around and walks off in the opposite direction.
Okay, bye, buddy.
Oh dear.
Stab you later.
Can I have a perception check to see how far he is?
Yeah, I'll say make a quick perception check.
That is 17.
17, so he essentially is quite far. He walks off south until you can't see him through the trees.
Everyone, would you let me say this? Just one thing before we see the witch.
Yeah.
Anything.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
We should get rid of him somehow.
Well, he's
up to something, and he's using us to get it, obviously.
Oh, I don't trust him at all. I think he's horrible.
I don't trust him either. And I trust you, Enkidu. I trust what you say.
Thank you.
Look, I don't trust him either. But I don't know that means we need to get rid of him. I mean, he's not actually done us any harm.
But he just threatened us.
He did just say we have to die.
And the deer and the everything and the undead stuff.
Okay, yeah, he has brought some undead animals back to life that have attacked some of you. Like, I will grant you that. But
What I might suggest is that we go to this witch, we explain our situation. Hey, we're trying to find this beer, we're trying to work out what this family are about. We met this guy Krall, he's got a problem with you. We decide not to help him. Give us some information about him, and maybe we'll see, hey, what comes from it.
Yeah.
But I think like the worst thing we could do is just stay here and wait for him to do something. Yeah. I think we just need to keep going forward.
I think it's important we approach this witch without him as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But Enkidu, if you know something we don't know.
I just know that he's dangerous. If he gets what he wants, and with us knowing so little, we are going to be in trouble. That's all I know.
The dead rises. He's the one who raises the dead.
And whatever the heck he can do with whatever is inside the witch's house, the divination table, the wand in Gaius' pocket for all we know.
Well, let's keep going and see if we can find the witch.
All right.
As you push on through the mud, it gets toward evening time again. And as it's getting darker and darker around and again, you've essentially spent the entire day trudging through mud, completely, like, it is soaked through the bone for all of you. Wow. It's the most uncomfortable day, probably, that any of you have had, like, physically uncomfortable.
I don't know.
There's been some other bad ones. At least not in, like, a painful way. It's uncomfortable for other reasons.
I've got mud in places I didn't even know I had.
Exactly. In all of the folds, it's a weird thing to say.
Of my skirts, of my skirts.
Of your skirt.
Nice save, nice
that
save.
was great.
I was thinking of your skin, like, no.
In your elbow cleavage, yeah.
Elbow cleavage.
Yep.
Oh my
the most innocent
God.
fold I could think of, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Elbow cleavage.
Chris Watts.
Cut. Cut. All right, good. Yeah, it's everywhere. As the sun begins to set and the mist continues to rise, all of you, just very faintly as you're walking, beyond all of the water and the noise of the mud itself, you just start hearing these little whispers circling you. Sometimes they feel like they're right next to you, and they're constant. And as you keep walking north, they get louder. You get louder, and you start to hear little words. It's gonna go wrong. You should probably leave.
Do the whispers sound like Krall at all?
Make a perception check.
Oh, 19.
19. No. Interesting.
Okay.
There are a whole range of different voices. Sort of male, female, some really young, some very old.
Do we recognise the voices at all?
No. They're just strangers' voices that just seem to be taunting you with possible disaster and death and pain.
I'm just going to lean next to Enkidu and just be like, is this what you hear like every single day?
Not all the time, sometimes.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah. You're very annoying. I'll just say that out into the mist.
As you reach a point, the mud seems to be receding, but there's still a lot of water where you are. So whilst the journey becomes a little bit easier, you're still very wet, and yeah, it's almost like half paddling, especially for poor Juna. The water level never seems to rise much higher than your knees, but it's at least easier to walk through than the mud. However, as you keep approaching, just directly ahead of you, there's just a little ripple that starts. And it makes you all stop where you are. You watch this like little bubbly thing. Ripples almost starts to whirlpool in front of you just a little bit. And then just peeking out of it, just this little dome of moss and bark and mud. Just these two eyes through drenched hair just sit at the water level staring at you.
Greetings.
She continues to rise out of the water. It's a female face. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a full wood elf before, but she's her ears are much longer than a half elf's ears. Her skin is mottled green and brown, and at points looks like it's physically made of bark. Her face is soft but old, and she's just staring at all of you, rising out, and looks like she is clothed in the forest. As she rises to her full height, she just says, "You are not wanted here." And that's where we'll leave this episode.
Damn! She sounds cool.
Yeah, she does.
Love that description.
I wonder if her bark is worse than her bite.
Hey! There's the punchline to end the episode.
You have been listening to David Knight as your Dungeon Master, Ben Galpin as Orryn, Chris Watts as Gaius, Darrel Bailey as Enkidu, Grace Kelly Miller as Gwendellyn, and Vicky Gaskin as Juna. Original music by David Knight. Please tell your friends, subscribe and follow us on all the social medias. Thank you for listening to No Small Roles. Anon for now.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder,